radio station powered by GMG LLC.
Mowing to the Humpty Hump.
Shout out to the NFL. Casanova Rud, yeah. Recondition. Don't like the bullshit, but don't stand for it. But don't stand for it. Be like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word. Police out here fouling, forcing, applying law and order. They slaughter your son in the program, touching your daughter. Movies betray us and just mothers, slaves, supporters. The system, Magna Carta, the mourners, murder the martyrs. The Constitution clearly states we never be citizens. Senators and congressmen say we vulture innocent. Killers with their GMOs, save us with their medicine. Proctor Campbell Norland, doctors say you're dying. Cause and effect, Bayer Monsanto's merging. The scale of just us and life's in the balance. The malice slamming the palace. The Bible upholds the malice and you try to challenge. Better know they legally should be barred from their court, British accredited registry. Judiciary tainted with judges and juries, while fiduciary documents traded on Wall Street. While people are living and starving, dying on the streets, yo. Don't like the bullshit, but don't stand for it. Can't get no justice, well don't stand for it. The stars and stripes, bitch, but don't stand for it. You like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word. Don't stand for it. But don't stand for it, yo. Systematic racism affect the nation like cancer. Can't get a job, I guess your boy wasn't a good camper. You better read the national anthem, third stanza. More mad about the flag, what about trying to find the answer? Supposed to be fought for freedom and the right to protest, but you seem to lose the message, think we trying to disrespect. Talking about you wanna make America great again, but you stole it from the malls and stop the shenanigans. 3/5 of a vote, picking from a lesser two evils. When the whole government really needs an upheaval. When they run up in the cribs like they Osama's lair. Like Black Wall Street, just bombing us from the air. Stuck on welfare, can't afford Obamacare. Play like Trump's the Trump card, it ain't fair. Go like Spain, triple King, Parades air. Black Lives Matter. Can't get no justice, well don't stand for it. Stars and stripes, bitch, well don't stand for it. Be like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word.
1 2 1 2 1 2. As we get it in, Hip hop. Let me get this stuff right. We're streaming from a lot of locations tonight. Facebook Live is one. YouTube is another. Twitch is another. YouTube, GS Radio with the O being a 0. You could go in there, see the live studio version of what we have in here, what we doing in here. Super Lover Casanova Rud is in the building.
Yeah, you can add Super Lover to my joint.
That's how I know you, bro.
Like that, I can take that moniker as well.
Okay.
But yeah, Casanova Rud is definitely in the building. So I spoke to Super Lover C earlier today. He said, shout out to everybody. So I would most definitely think he would shout y'all out as well.
Cool.
You did? Cool. Yeah, everybody's alive and kicking. Kicking to stay alive, you dig?
I dig. My man Doug Wilson, RedHipHop.com in the building.
What it is.
Hey,
what
man.
it is.
It's a lovely thing.
Another day.
Yes, sir.
Another day on top is a good day.
Yes, sir. Positivity.
Shout out to my man Craig. My
Craig
partner over here
in
with
there.
the RedHipHop.com.
Craig in there.
The Legends Corner. www.redhiphop.com.
So let me get some shout outs for my people. We got Triple X. Remember Triple X? Sherwin?
Yeah.
He's on the check-in.
What up, Hunt?
People go to gsradionj.com and click on GSR TV, and you can see what we're doing in the studio. I know a lot of people's coming on my Facebook page right now, but if you want to see what's going on in the studio, you can see all of us at the same time. You can hear us, but go to gsradionj.com and click on the GSR TV button, and you can see all three of us. All right, man, let's get this interview rolling.
Let's do it. Let's do it. October 2nd,
Dre, what's good, my dude?
2018.
Word,
Approximately
Pop
9:10.
Mega, my G, word.
9-10.
All right.
It's going down.
Welcome, my man Casanova all over.
I ain't gonna front. I ain't got over right now. It's about to be very shortly, my G. There ain't got enough room in the universe for you going to make.
For those who didn't know or don't know, my man Casanova Rud is gracing us with his presence here. Formerly of Super Lover C Casanova Rud fame, 1988 going back.
Yes, sir.
So, what's good, man?
Everything, man. You know, I'm living life. I've been doing that for a long time. I've always followed my heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm a family man first, and I try to help people on the way on my venture through life. You know what I'm saying? And try to gain some knowledge and try to pass it along. So you know, that's my calling. That's what I feel like I'm here for. And you know, I think we all here to serve and help each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do in every aspect. I'm trying not to bring down the culture. I'm trying to add to it and try to progress forward. So that's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
And the culture is still alive and well. Some may say not, but it's enough of us out here staying true to form to this thing called the hip hop. Tell everybody, who is Casanova Rud? Who are you?
Well, like I stated, I'm a family man first. You know what I'm saying? I've always been through that. I mean, I've always been that. That's my foundation because that's where I come from. You know what I'm saying? And I'm someone that loves music. Always loved it since the day one, since I heard it in the jams in the park in Astoria, Queens. You know what I'm saying? The Astoria Projects, Astoria Houses. Now you know they want to change the name Project. Don't forget that name was there before. Projects. They want to make sure it's an experiment in place. They want to see how we react when we all confine into one, you know, one area, one on top of each other, and having things taken away from us, like basic privileges, like just being able to walk across the street without being harassed. You know what I'm saying? They got drugs implemented in the community. You got liquor stores on every corner. You know what I'm saying? You got people that have no pride in themselves because they don't have no identity. They've been classified by a system. So they already start off with an 8 ball, behind the 8 ball. So I come from an area that was very what can I say? Inspirational, detrimental. I mean, it's ebbs and flows growing up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And I'm one of the people that made it out the hood based on my love for music.
Yes. And that's what this hip hop thing is about. Making something from nothing. I mean, as you stated, they put you in the projects and they expect you not to come out of that positively. And here you are. You, amongst others, have made a multi-billion-dollar industry just being creative, taking something from nothing.
And that's why I think just when you introduced that word multi-billion-dollar industry, the big money machine is what destroyed the culture. You know what I'm saying? We let them come in and put their fingers on what we crafted since day one, because we didn't have a venue or a format to let our voice be heard and to convey our temperaments and to convey our convictions. You know what I'm saying? So we were forced to create our own format, which was hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It was partying, but it was also a message. You know what I'm saying? It's just like day-to-day stuff. You work 5 days a week and you party on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? 2 days of the week, or maybe 3, 4 for some people, 7 for a lot of people. But when you think about it, it seems like all the music we making now is just straight up party stuff. It's all it's not building on anything. It's detrimental. We promoting pharmaceutical products, Molly Percocets and whatever. I don't even know how to pronounce the stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they glorify things that really aren't obtainable to 95% of the people that are listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So we all striving for things that have no real value. You know what I'm saying? Not even any practicality when you look at it. Right. And then it's detrimental because when we following things that that have no real goal or no meaning, you know, we lose track of what our existence is here for, and the system that keeps us in that keeps us down and keeps us in a certain way of thinking, so they could control us, keeps us under control with entertainment, with devices, with the way they trick us with wording and documentation. They classify you and identify you. You can't even identify yourself. You don't even got your own language. You ain't even got your own names. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know that you're still property of the system.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I also compare it to the Negro leagues, how the black ball players had their league, the best talent, and they pretty much got infiltrated and then ultimately dissolved altogether. So you had the best ball players that came down to the Negro leagues and just totally just erased the league.
Well, you see, that's just part of it, man. You got to understand, since day one, we've been the creators, and when I say we, I'm talking about people of color. If you got melanin in your skin, if you got 666, 6 protons, neutrons, and electrons. If you got that code, that mark of the so-called beast, then you here for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? You're the creator of everything. You're natural entrepreneurs. You're natural thinkers. You're natural geniuses. But it's been suppressed because they got chemicals that stop you from achieving certain heights in your IQ and how your intellect develops. You know what I'm saying? The wordings that when you don't have identity, you don't have pride in yourself. You know, you're always looking for guidance from somewhere else because you don't know where you come from. If you don't know where a starting point is, how you gonna know where to go?
Exactly.
You're just stuck in one space.
And that's why it's called knowledge of self.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know that. You know, the misnomer of the slave narrative. Okay, yes, they were slaves, and yes, there were a percentage that came from Africa, but majority of the people don't realize that majority of the people of color are indigenous to this country, yo.
Yes.
It's actually almost 3 sets of people of color. You have the ancient Olmecs that originated here, that migrated from Africa, that are descendants that might be from the Twa people. Right. You know what I'm saying? TWA people, which were people of 5 foot of height, and they were an original man of color that descended from Africa and migrated to every shore and every continent, probably before, after the separation of Pangea. But I'm pretty sure Pangea is actually all the continents that were merged together prior to the separation. And there's a story, these myths about the separation, of why it's separated. They got stuff in the Sumerian tablets that speak upon, people that came from planets named Nibiru. You know what I'm saying? A dwarf stars accompanying it right now. You know what I'm saying? And, it sounds spooky. It sounds mysterious. But these writings were here before, everything else that has been written. So why would you believe anything that came after something? You got to go back to the origin and go back further back towards that if you could find it. The only thing that is the common narrative in any of these stories in the world start off with the flood myth, the deluge, the 40 days and 40 nights.
Right.
If we can find out what happened before that, that's where we need to start at. And all of that stuff is inside the pyramids, allegedly. That's what has been told recently. There's a void in the pyramid that stores some ancient knowledge that is not supposed to be found. And you can look that up. And there's pyramids all over the world. There's a reason why these pyramids are here. And you can look that up too. There ain't no lie about that.
The pyramids are still there, but they have yet to find the ark, huh?
What is the ark? So you got to keep in mind, everything in the Bible are metaphorically written. It's all metaphorically scripted. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take it with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you hear, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind the King James version is been totally misconstrued from the original writings. You know what I'm saying? You got to go back to I can go on a tangent with the writings. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Forget about that. Go to the ancient tablets. Okay, the ancient emerald tablets, the 7 emerald tablets of creation. The story of Thoth or Horus or whatever you want to. It's the original. That where all religion is based on. That original stories in the 7 emerald tablets of creation. Look it up.
And isn't it funny how that correlates to the culture of hip hop? Like when
And how does it correlate? Explain that to me.
Well, like when I brought up the Negro Leagues,
Right.
it was caused to dilute and separate us, right? Now, with the culture we have, we've gotten away from the original fun of hip hop, the love of
Right.
the culture.
Right.
And it's all about money now, which wasn't the original purpose of hip hop.
See, the whole key is that it goes back to identifying yourself, because you see, when you don't have identity of your, when you can't identify with something, you don't know what you are. You don't know what your capabilities are. You don't know where you come from and know how important you are to history. You know what I'm saying? When you know how important you are to history, then you stand taller and you demand things with a more stern voice. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you fight for this because you've earned everything up to this point. But when you feel like everything has been hand fed to you, you feel like you don't deserve something. Right. And we've been hand fed everything. This system has hand fed everything. That's the byproduct of the hand feeding right now is the culture that we have, the generation we have now. The emasculated man. And we got a lot of young dudes right now that might be tuned into me right now, and I know y'all my dudes. You know, I'm not being disrespectful, but is an emasculation process. They trying to blend the genders. Oh, yeah. They're blending the clothes. They're blending the style, the mannerisms. You got to keep in mind the generation before that, they had something in play, and the generation before that, they had something in play called the war on drugs. Reaganomics and all of that stuff, that the Rockefeller laws put stuff in place to separate the man from the family. Right. The key to everything is having the man in the family. Before, the man used to be the strength of the family. The queen, you know, the mother, of course, is everything. The earth is everything. Right. But the man is the strength. The hunter gatherer. He's the one that's protecting everybody. He's the one that's got to go out and hold everything down. When you remove that, there's nothing for a young boy to follow. So what he does, he picks up the womanisms instead of mannerisms. He picking up womanisms. He's standing there, instead of standing there with his hands like this, yo, what's good? He's standing there, mommy, with his hands, you know what I'm saying? And it's because of the system that has separated us, divide and conquer. It's everything. Everything divides and conquers us. We got religion. We got religions, people pitted with religions, divided and conquered. You got people in the workplace. You got somebody that work in the mailroom. You got another dude got a corner office. We both in the struggle. Might be a dude of color, but you know you have some resentment for that dude because there's some separation. There's always something that we want more than another because we being hand fed. You know what I'm saying? And what are we doing it for? This ain't your dream. You ain't working for you ain't working for yourself. You working for someone else's dream. That's right. Someone else's plan, and it's generational wealth being passed on. So these things ain't never getting divided properly. You know what I'm saying? Everything keeps getting built up for them, the top 1%. You got 1% that got control of everything. You got 2% that is doing the bidding for the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Then you got 95% that's just prodded along like cattle because they programmed. Everything is programmed. You think you own yourself. You think you out here free. When you born, your birth certificate turns into a bond that is actually traded on a money market. You can look it up. The United States is a corporation that was originally founded by the Virginia Company. There's various forms. There's 5 forms of the Virginia Company. You got one in Bermuda, the Virginia Company of Bermuda. You got one in London. You got one in the United States, which was the original one, Virginia Company, that turned into United States Corporation. This whole thing is a corporation. And every time you born, your birth certificate is sent. It's made into a bond, and you get a copy of a copy. You will never see the original again. It's in the Vatican somewhere. And you can look up who owns the United States. Look it up right now. Right. Entertain me. You entertain anyway. Is power on right now? Damn, I might not be able to. What's the other stuff? Empire, whatever. What else is on? I mean, what Loves and Hip Hops? Which one is on right now? CSIs? How many thousand? I mean, you so entertained, you don't even know what to look at because you force fed everything and you propagandized as well. Everything is propaganda. You know, last week coffee was bad. This week drink 6 cups of coffee. You know what I'm saying? You're so confused. You don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You following. You make sure the new Jordans. You show the new Jordans. Yo, they sick. They ain't got no shoelaces, yo. I gotta get them. They ain't got no shoelaces. Right. What is the purpose? What is the practicality of having 1,000 pairs of Jordans more than the other dude? You know what I'm saying? For you to obtain wealth, you have to gain assets. You know what I'm saying? Most of us don't even own nothing. And a lot of us don't even realize that legalese it says property cannot own property. So until you own your own estate, which means until you turn the age 18 as a female and 21 as a man, once you turn those ages, you're supposed to gain access and tell probate court that you want to take your estate back into your own matters, saying that you're competent to handle your own affairs. That's the actual wording you should use. Okay, because you're incompetent until you turn those ages. Until then, you just property, meaning if you don't have a last will and testament or ownership of your estate, where does it go to? If you have such and such assets, if you own a house or a car or a lot of money, if you don't have that established, where does it go?
It's taken.
Who takes it?
The
government, because it's obvious they own you. Okay, so the whole key, establish an estate, put all your stuff in the estate, and start building from there, man. You got to establish your own estate, man. Go to probate court and authenticate your birth certificate on 3 levels: on the county level, on the state level, and on the federal level.
Right.
Okay, get the long form and just start from there. And then you got to identify yourself, because there's acts and documents in place like the naturalization acts, and you got the nationalization acts. You got the secret treaty of Verona. There's wordings: Negro, colored, mulattoes, African American. They all misnomers that mean that you aren't entitled to anything. And you got to understand that, man. It started off Negroes, coloreds, blacks, and it went back to Negro. Oh, then we got idiot Jesse Jackson with that other chick, with the other 3 stupid idiots, to change it to African American when you don't even realize you indigenous to this country. Remember grandma said, yo, you got Cherokee in you, you got Blackfoot in you, you got this in you. Yeah, you do, because your family was from here too. It's tribes, man. It's tribes of us, all of us from America, from the top to the bottom. It's not just United States isn't America. United States is of America. Is America. It's of America. Understand, it's a corporation. Keep in mind, prior to the United States establishing their colonies here, there were people that already owned the rights here. The Moors, the Moroccan Empire owned America, North America. And people don't even understand that. The dollar bill is a representation of a treaty between the Moors and the 13 colonies. The original colony was a Virginia company that turned into United States Corporation. Look it up, man. I'm tired of talking about it, man. I'm just be doing stuff, man. I mean, people don't even care about this, man, because they're so immersed in entertainment and what they wearing today and how many chicks they got and how many dudes they took from other chicks. I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? We out here just running with our heads off. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no love. It's to gather whatever I can and burn it out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here for hip hop, right? This is what Casanova Rud is about.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This is the tip of the iceberg. I was a single father, raised 3 kids, 2 college grads. My son graduated from college. Everybody said, "Oh, he ain't gonna be nobody." All right. I want to curse right now, but I ain't.
You are.
Because I'm positive. You know
And
what I'm
here you
saying?
are.
I'm also ascending. I'm reading occult studies, esoteric sciences, comedic sciences. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting in tune. Instead of looking, I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about seeing, yo. You can feel vibrations. You can feel vibes around you, man. You know what's wrong. Your hair stand up on your skin when something wrong. Utilize that. You're the most sensitive instrument in the universe. Utilize that. People think I'm probably crazy talking like that. All right, whatever. I'm still here. I just turned 50 years old, man. I feel like I'm 19. Let's get it in.
And you sound like you're 19.
And I'm still spitting rhymes, too, like I'm 19.
That's right.
And I'm spitting with my son, who's 23. I'm sounding younger than him. Let's get it. I ain't got no hair, though. That's why I'm growing hair right here now. You know, I got to compensate a little bit. You know what I mean?
I think you answered my question. I did ask you, who is Casanova
I mean,
Rud?
it's a plethora of different versions of me, man. I can't even, I can't even explain it, man. I'm on a journey that is accelerating on a constant rate. It's like it's constant linear motion forward, but it's acceleration. Right. You know, it's like a runaway train. And I don't have enough time to share myself, man, to the world and everything that I want to do. I want to help so many people. I cry that I can't help everybody that I want to help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's real to me. It's nothing fake. I mean, it's a lot of stuff I want to share with people, but nobody care, yo. Nobody care, man. Start caring, man. What are you here for? What you trying to leave? What kind of legacy you leaving? How many? You got more tattoos than Shorty? You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the legacy? What is it? What are we doing? What are we building? I mean, we all leasing and renting. What you own, what you got to pass on. You ain't even got no knowledge to pass on, let alone a car or a bond, a CD note. At least pass some knowledge, man. Get these kids running around by themselves, raising themselves, because you ain't had your youth, man. You fucked up. Pardon my language, but you messed up. Don't mess them up. Catch up.
Right.
Stop hanging out with your kids.
Trying to be your kids.
Hang out with your kids at home. That's popping. Don't be in the club. Oh, I got your dress on. My bad. I thought you was going with. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
And I want to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like I said, we do enough partying, man. I know we got to escape reality, but just like a pill, is that these pill companies, pharmaceutical companies are killing you too, man. The pain is there for a reason, yo. You receiving a signal. Your body's receiving a signal. Yo, something wrong, my G. What you suppressing this for? What you suppressing feelings for? Use that as your strength to do something, yo, instead of just falling back. Let me get high. Let me take a pill. Let me do this. Let me hang out. Let me go smash this girl. Let me go do this dude. Getting that euphoria real quick. What you doing that for, yo? And then you get right back to your problem. Where it's still there. It's time to wake up, man. If you're not adding on an extension that is positive every day, what's the sense of living? Build, yo. Build every day. Build.
Legends Corner with Casanova Rud. Yes, sir.
My bad, yo. I apologize.
No. This what this forum
Everything
is
I do,
for.
I'm passionate.
This
my
what
G.
this forum is for. And
Yeah.
I would ask you what, being in the game, let me ask you when you started. When
Right.
did you start?
Well, professionally, and you can say professionally is having your shit so locked down that you nice. I could say since I was about 14,
Okay.
I was doing stuff in the center, and my mom's donated. Well, not really donated. What happened is there was a jazz station that ended up not playing at all no more. She used to have her turntable, little set with nice speakers in the crib. I might have been like 12 years old,
Okay.
maybe 11, and you know that I was listening to hip hop a little bit at that time. 'Cause I remember hearing it in the projects. It was playing in the parks. I hear them playing in the apartments next to me.
Okay.
Hearing the old school stuff, and Cold Crush and
Yes.
and I even think I heard a mix of DJ Flowers, Grandmaster Flowers. I think at one point I'm wishing I heard that, but I might have been just dreaming at one point. But because he was the original he was the original father. He was the original DJ, yo. The DJ Flowers from Brooklyn, Grandmaster Flowers.
That's right.
He was the one that he wasn't hip hop. He was more disco. He was the master of the blends. But Grandmaster Flash and other dudes that were coming up saw him doing the blend technique, and they incorporated their own style. That's why hip hop is so ill. And people don't realize hip hop is more than just music. It's a culture. It's a way of life. It's the way you talk. It's the way you walk. It's the way you dress. It's the way you act. It's the way you sound. It's the way you move. It's the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? The way you present yourself. It's hip hop. It has its own distinct thing. So we had our own way how to express ourselves and establish identity. And to this day, it's so influential. Look how much everything is totally immersed in hip hop. Nobody thought it would last this long, yo. Look where it started, yo, and where it's come to now. It's and they still trying to take it over, but we still underground.
So
we
let me
still
ask you
putting out
this.
music.
Let me ask you this. What advice, being in the game that long, what advice would you give some of the young and upcoming rappers?
Well, the whole key is to establish your identity.
Besides just the rappers, just
establish your own identity, because if you don't, you're going to be lost with everybody else, and you're not going to have any longevity. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, if you sounded like someone else, you would be shunned from the game. They would call you a beat biter or a dope style taker. Now if you sound like somebody else, it seemed like they want to push you out as soon as possible and milk you out. But there's no legacy in that. There's no classicness in that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, we were striving to make classics because it came from the heart. We actually were in the studio grinding out with 2 or 3 different dudes, had an engineer that was trained technically to acoustically and tonality how to make mixes. You know what I'm saying? There was money behind it. You know what I'm saying? There was people that also, you know, were creative development teams, and there was also artist development. You know what I'm saying? But now everybody have their own agenda in their hands, so they don't need the big machine. But that's great. But what happens is we put out stuff that's mediocre, or it's so much of it that isn't trained or isn't tweaked or calibrated to a point that it's classic. It's just microwave music. I'll call it all microwave music. People want to ride the latest trend and try to get as much money, because right now the game is nothing but money.
That's all.
It ain't
That's all
nothing. It's nothing about talent.
Now,
A lot of these dudes, I mean, all of us can spit like that. That hibbity bobbity, we can all spit like that and formulate words on a track. It's all about who's telling the other people who's ill. It's, yo, this dude's ill. Put him on our track. Put it out quick. The beat sound like the beat that blew up last week, so put that same type of beat. Who's the hottest artist? Put him on it. Yo, can she write her own stuff? Nah, we get the hottest writer, put her out quick. It's all microwave. You know what I'm saying? There's no thinker behind it. There's no classic feel to it. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing wrong with that, trying to get money. I'm not telling you not to. But if you're asking me what's missing or what's different, is that classicness. And the sound, tonality wise, is all digital. Before, when in the era, you're not gonna get that feel back no more, my G's. You wanna get that sound, that warmth, that soul. Ah, this is beautiful. Yo, listen to this. Oh my God. You're not getting that. That was analog, my G. Analog don't exist no more. Yes, it does. It's costly to get it and transport it, you know, transfer it back. You can get the digital stuff, transfer it to the analog and then record it. But digital is just a sample of an original sound.
Right.
So keep that in mind. And a sample has a bit rate. A bit rate will have little pieces and gaps that will be missing, with gaps and spaces that you can't hear immediately. But when the whole wave is being played, it's something missing. And it gives it sharpness. It's like clicks and cuts and it sounds clear, but it doesn't have any warmth. If you are someone that's trained in the studio, I'm trained. I mean, I went to school for it. You know what I mean?
Where'd you go to school?
I went to IAR. I also went to St. John's Post Productions. I did, you know, and I was trained at 1212 Studios with Paul C. McCasty. That's how I was trained. All right, the dude that trained Large Professor, the dude that trained whoever else want to think that they know what they doing in the studio.
Shout to Large.
You know what I'm saying? I can go. The list goes on. Okay, the props go to Paul C. You know, I had the ingenuity, I had the ideas, and he trained me. You know what I'm saying? He told me how to make beats.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You plan on passing that on?
I mean, I've been passing it on. You know, it's just up to the. You know, it seemed like when you pass the torch, they just end up burning the bridge.
It
So
gets dropped.
you know what I
The
mean?
baton gets dropped.
I mean, they burned the bridge. I mean, I'm still there. I'm on the other end. I still want to help, but the bridge is burned now. I can't help you back over the bridge. You know what I mean? I will never leave nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? I got unconditional love, man. We rock. I'm gonna always rock with you, but I'm not gonna be. You know, I reciprocate. You show me love, I'm gonna show you love. But I will always rock with you. You know what I'm saying?
I think that bridge needs to be rebuilt.
Well, I lead by example. I'm
Right.
not waiting for nobody. Leading means you in front of everything, right?
That's right.
So what I'm waiting for?
Don't wait.
So come on, catch up, my G. I caught up to somebody in front of me. I'm following.
Right. RareHipHop.com Legends Corner with my man Casanova Rud.
Yes, sir.
He did tell me prior to the interview he's a plethora
Well,
of information.
self-proclaimed. You know what I'm saying? You know how people go to school, because you know you go to school, right? What's the structure? You got an associate, right? So you're an associate, meaning that you're still associated with us. Okay, so you're not completely indoctrinated yet. So the next step is you're a bachelor. So you're not with them, but you're not with us yet. So you by yourself. You a bachelor. You understand the concept? What's the next thing? What's the next thing you get after that? Oh, you got a master again? Damn, he whipping you? Or what is he? He let you eat with him? Or you in the house or you out there in the field? All right, you laughing. Okay, so what's the next step after a master, sir?
Doctorate.
So you become a doctor. So that means that you fully brainwashed so you can indoctrinate and pass it on to the next generation. So that's the science of school. Accredited schools is all about indoctrination. Okay, you're being associated to a bachelor, to a master, so you become a doctor. So the cycle keeps repeating itself over and over again. Keep that in mind. Don't accredited school. Well, I want to go to a diversity. Uni means one thing, one body of thing, one ideology. I want to go to diversity. There's universities all over the world, schools all over the world. The only way you learn stuff is by experiencing things that are not common to you. Someone that's of a different culture, of a different race, different country, different language. Learn a different language. My daughter is in Germany right now, picking up from the airport tomorrow. Her boyfriend in Germany. They met each other through school. She speaks German fluently now. And she wants to move out there. I think I'm gonna stop her from growing and ascending. That's what life's about, living and ascending. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, so experience new things. Talk to people that you wouldn't normally talk to. Step out of the box. There's more than just that block that you on, that radius every day. You know, you go to the chicken spot, back around to the back store because the Lucy's is back there. Then you go to the other back store because you know the Dutchies is fresh in there or whatever, the Fonta Leaves and stuff. Then you go, oh yo dad, let me go get a haircut. Then you go over here real quick. Then you know, oh dad, go get a Metro card so I can go to work. You might probably mess that up because you losing focus because you know you're too busy hanging out every night. You probably lost that job. Don't even need the Metro card. Back to the same cycle, going back and forth. I mean, I was there. I was doing that same cycle. People can front all they want, like I'm bugging or pointing fingers. I was doing it myself, man. I grew up in the hood. I'm with y'all. It's all about focusing, man. You know what I'm saying? And we lose that. Did I lose track? I go on a tangent. Get me back on track.
Oh, no. It's all gonna fall back into what we're talking about. And with the younger guys, with the younger rappers, the younger up and coming, I should say. Is it me or do they all sound the same?
Well, you gotta understand. Every 10 to 15 years, the sound changes. Okay. My era before that was more of the live feel, you know, spinning back.
You have to get that proving ground out in the street.
But then after that, the technology changed, right? And then you had sampling. So I was lucky to come up in the era of the sample, right when the cusp of it changing from just trying to catch a loop, spin it back to a machine that can catch it for you on a steady basis on time so you can spit some rhymes to something that was crafted by yourself. Something that you put together yourself. Wasn't even someone else's song you was spinning back. You was actually taking bits and pieces of stuff. You're like, oh, snap, I could do this, I could do that. Mm-hmm. Slow it down. So it changed the sound. And then and Paul C was, I mean, I ain't gonna front. The first sample stuff I've actually heard, like, really that I liked was Marley Marl when he was doing it with it. He had a Casio joint, I think I heard, with 4 drum pads. And he just had the drum pads only had like 1 sample second on it. But he hit the drum sounds that you need. Boom, 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 boom. That drum sound alone is hip hop. That's boom bap. That's what you call boom bap. You know what I'm saying? That boom bap was important. Before all of that was live feel, was bands and bass lines playing and all of that. And you know what I'm saying? They had beatbox machines and whatnot because, you know, drum machines and stuff. But the sampler, you can actually sample a sound that was distinct. And people don't realize the reason why those older sounds, those drums sounded iller, because the sample rate on those machines were less. They were like 8-bit, 16-bit. Now, 64-bit, whatever the hell they are, 100, whatever. It's a different sound. It's more clear. The less bit, it means the less sample rate, meaning the less portion of a sound that was captured from the original sound. So it sounds more grittier. It sounds more solid. So it gave it more oomph. So that's why all those original drum machines and beats back then sounded, the kicks had more oomph. If every producer, if you want that old sound, that old kick sound that from the SP1200 and the other stuff, just slow the bit rate down, my G. Just sample it at a higher speed.
And that TR-808, right?
Slow it down, and then you get that same sound.
That same sound with the TR-808.
Whatever, you just play around with it. Just sample it at a higher rate. At a higher speed, and then when you go back to slow down the pitch of it or the speed of it, and then it'll make it sound deeper and deeper until you get that. You can hear it. It sounds like an 8-bit.
And that's the train
And I mean, that's just the basic stuff. I mean, that's
the
just
trained engineer in you coming
well.
in.
I mean, I've done there's all types of tricks. That's stuff that should just be common sense. Like, oh yeah, just slow the sample rate down.
Well, you know what they say about common sense.
It's not common. I say that every day. That's one of my terms, but I don't want to take a claim of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
My head is shiny in this joint. Pause.
Legends Corner, RedHipHop.com, along with DJ Chalk with Gyroscope Radio.
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
All right. All right. Let's go back to how did you and Super Lover and yourself link up?
Well, Kalinte Frederick and Eric Rednicki. That's both of us. I'm Eric Rednicki. It's Polish. My father was Polish, and my mom's is black. But I know now she's part Cherokee and Blackfoot, and I think part original like Olmec. So, cause my grandfather got that Olmec head face. So I'm in. I can't even mess with like Ancestry.com and DNA, whatever that nonsense is. They take a swab and all that, and they give you 1% odds of you coming back with some accurate. Please, I'm going to old county clerk's offices in Virginia, and I'm going to dig in old records that are there and find out what the is going on with my identity. You dig?
Gotta know who you
Nobody's
are, right?
gonna identify me through the mail either. I'm gonna go find out and see what's going on. I know part of me is Germanic and Slavic, which is European side, and the other side of me is definitely indigenous to this country.
Right. So again, how did y'all link up? And,
I got on a tangent. Super Lover C Casanova Rud. We were friends before we even were a group. You know what I'm saying? We used to play football together. We lived in the same building. He lived out there before me. I used to live in. I grew up in the. I was born in the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and then Mom Dukes left Pa Dukes, and we moved over to Grandpa's house out in Queens, Camber Heights. And then she moved to Astoria, but I stayed in Camber Heights for a little while. Grew up. Then I moved to Astoria. Met Soup. We hit it off immediately because we playing football, and I just guess we just was common. I guess we look a little similar to each other.
I thought y'all was brothers.
So we just hit it off. We just had the same vibe. Our energy was the same, and then we grew up at the same era with music. So, right when I went to hip hop, right when I got into the music, it was because of Astoria. I remember hearing songs like "You Can Ring My Bell" and all that stuff. In Camber Heights, but I wasn't no jam in the park type dude. Camber Heights was like it wasn't affluent, but compared to the hood, like Astoria, that was like Bel Air, you know what I'm saying? I felt like Fresh Prince out there, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when I moved to Astoria, it was a culture shock, you know what I'm saying? Especially the religious aspect of it, because, I grew up in church with, heavy Christianity with, baptism and all that nonsense. I'm not atheist, far from it. I believe in gods. You know what I'm saying? It's not just one. The Bible states it itself. The first mention of God in the Bible is Elohim, and Elohim is actually plural, meaning gods. So y'all do the math, but I could touch on that in a later time. But to let you know about Soup and I, when we saw each other, it's like we always was connected to the hip football, music. And then I got the turntable from my Dukes. She donated it. I purchased another turntable. We started hearing like the music in the park. I used to run outside and run out the crib, sneak out.
Now at that time, who was out in the parks?
DJ Hollywood,
okay.
TNT, the Disco Twins. There's a lot of people. I don't want to forget them, but there's a lot of dudes, a lot of influence of people from all over Queens, and there was a couple of dudes that came from the Bronx that represented. And I was a little dude, you know what I'm saying? I was like 11, 12, and I wanted to be involved, but they always pushed me away. So that always pushed me and propelled me to want to pursue it more. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't stop me from hanging out in the park.
Right.
I was one of the stupid young kids that hanging on the monkey bars while the jams playing in the park. And you got Fire and Desire on, and they rubbing bodies, and I'm over here swinging on the monkey bar. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I remember seeing like I have a thing I always say all the time. It's just a way I graphically describe it is remembering seeing the light from the turntables illuminating off the face of the DJ You know what I'm saying? And you see the backdrop maybe like be a fence with the monk with swings, or it might be just some. There was no banners. Nobody was doing nothing like that. You might see some wires all over the place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? One lot, the music might cut off like 20 times. You know what I'm saying? Nobody complaining because we know what it is. Most of the light coming from the city anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. But, you know, and the vibe was real. It wasn't a lot of violence. I can't remember. You know, it was always some nonsense. But it wasn't a lot of hate. It was all about feeling the vibe of what hip-hop was about. It was the birth of hip-hop. It was incubating. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cold Crush and all these dudes, Fearless Four. I mean, everybody, all these dudes brought it to a point that it made it a structure. You know what I'm saying? Grandmaster Caz, you got to give Caz mad respect. I mean, he wrote mad joints. Of course. You got to, you have to. You got to represent DJ Jazzy J. You got to rep Jazzy J, yo. I mean, you got to understand the Bambaataa. People have some kind of
and the whole
admiration
nation
right now about stuff about Bambaataa, but listen to all of that. The culture, man. What he brought to the culture, man. Everybody got shortcomings, man. Everybody got issues. Stop pointing fingers, man. Stop that bullshit, man. Niggas be pointing mad fingers, man. I be hating that, man.
Well, what do they say about you pointing a finger? How many you got pointing back at you?
Well, right now I got like 3 stubby joints pointing at me, but they got one that sometimes point up. So that means always look up, my G.
So, just like
this ain't a finger though, right? It's a thumb. It's not. It's an extremity. Never mind.
Just like out here in Jersey, same thing. It was really heavy with the DJ, and that was your image of your park jams. How the light illuminated off the turntable, off the set.
So that's the first thing I gravitated to.
Okay, was DJ.
And keep in mind, that's the first thing that existed was the DJ.
That's right.
People forget, without the DJ, it wouldn't be no hip hop, yo.
Now let me ask you, who was your first MC that you gravitated to?
It had to been Caz. Grandmaster Caz.
Okay.
Grandmaster Caz.
Good choice.
Caz.
Of course.
Come on, Dave. LL was too close to the time I was out, so I can't be down. LL, yeah.
Now, see this part bothers me. How the youngins don't even know who Grandmaster Caz is. They don't even know.
That's our fault.
That's
our fault.
Well,
because we the point. Keep in mind, who hears the stuff first? Who plays the stuff first?
Yeah,
the DJ, right?
The DJ
and the radio shows, right?
Right.
So in order for people to hear stuff, they got to hear from the DJ and radio.
Right.
So if you don't start off your show, let's shout out to Grandmaster Caz today. Let's not forget. People gonna forget. So we the enablers or the disablers.
Well, let me say this. This is why rare hip hop exists. Established in 2011.
Just for the record, just generalizing. I'm not talking about my G's.
No. I'm just going back to.
I want to thank y'all for repping me since day one without even having to do. I didn't have to do nothing. These dudes put up websites for me, added my music to it, told me how to keep promoting it. Tell me, and I didn't take advantage of it enough because I wasn't in the space at that point to promote it. But these dudes are progressive. These dudes reach out. So, that's why I'm here. If anything I can give back to y'all, I'm here for y'all. Just to let y'all know. That's when established. I forgot to acknowledge that when I came in.
This is the vehicle for cats like you.
Yeah. So back to what you were saying?
About, as far as why you wanted to even MC in the first place.
It was the love. Okay. It was the love. I remember the first thing I ever recorded was at 1212 Studio with my friend Chris Moore, who I still consider a friend. He probably don't think I like him. That's my dude. I don't judge anybody, man. Who am I to judge anybody? Like I said, everybody got shortcomings, issues. I got mad issues, shortcomings. Not saying he has any. But just maybe with me, maybe the vibe didn't vibe at that point. But everybody evolves. But Chris Moore, you my dude. CJ, he introduced me to Paul C, which was at 1212 Studio. And it was owned by this dude named Mick. Or Mitch or whatever. I never rock with him. I ain't like his vibe. So fuck that nigga. But Paul C, that was my G. And me and him vibe, because we had that Polish connection. You know what I'm saying? So, and that wasn't even it. Me and him was like brothers since day. I had great ideas. He loved all my ideas, man. I used to bring records that he never even saw before, because my grandparents had mad records.
Right.
So I was always playing stuff in my crib all the time. You know what I'm saying? and I used to find records that I wanted to record. And right when I started hearing that sample stuff and all of that, Molly Moore, and I'm hearing the Bronx doing, I'm like, yo, I gotta do this. Yo, it's crazy, man. These dudes don't want to let me on jams in the park. I had a Sonic drum set. I'm making beats. I had a 808, a Dr. Rhythm. I'm on the train making beats. You know what I'm saying? Headset people bugging. I had to walk 2, 3, 4, 5 Walkmans, man. I was pause recording. First thing I ever produced was it's a demo, my G. I pause recorded, it's a demo. Hearing that on Hank Love and playing it back and forth. And then I went to the studio just practicing my rhymes. I'm spitting stuff and just Paul C seeing my passion.
Right.
And he put me under his wing, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really teaching me too much because I was already ill at doing stuff. He started showing me studio techniques. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him, nah, put this blend here, put this right here. Yo, bro, that sounds ill together. The one thing that he produced the shit out of for me, though, was Super Casanova. The people don't realize the beat, Do the James, the sample Blues and Pants, and Super Casanova, which, damn, why does it vaguely just escape me at the moment? Those two records, me and my partner Super Lover C wasn't always down with each other.
Okay.
Because we were in competition. Oh. We were battling at this place called USA Roller Skating Rink out in Flushing, Queens.
Okay.
And it's a Chinese church right now. I think it's Korean. Shout out to the Asian. All 3 of my kids. 2 of my kids go out with Asian people. So shout out to all my Asian people. They had a roller skating rink out there, and Eric B and Rakim used to hang out there. The list goes on, but Billie Jean was Billie Jean, You're Not My Lover was #1 at that time, so you can remember that's right at the time
Michael
period.
Jackson.
Okay, so they had a contest. It was presented by the Juice Crew.
Okay,
and whoever won the contest would have been a member of the Juice Crew. Okay,
really?
So we were battling back and forth for weeks, like 10 weeks. Me and Soup was I won like 2 contests. Soup won like 1. Master Ace was in it. Dude named Romeo, they used to be down with Irv Gotti at that time, I think it was. I'm old, plus I smoke trees, so my gray matter is shot.
Okay.
But
so you were in the running for being in the Juice
I came in
That's
third.
What you're saying?
I came in third. Soup came in second, and Master Ace came in first.
Wow.
So Soup could have been in the Juice Crew. I could have around and been in the Juice Crew, yo. That's how at the beginnings of the stages of hip hop we was in. So what happened is DNA, who had his own radio station, David Nelson, Askew, shout out, to the gay movement and all that too, whatever. Shout out to I don't I'm not homophobic, but shout out to my dude. You probably heard stories. You know me, I ain't got no problem with my masculinity, but that's another story. But fuck him too. I'm gonna keep it gully because I'm ascending. I'm not leaving no baggage. Shit gonna be clarified. There's four enemies of man. It could be one man too. Keep in mind, man means slave. That was the original name. Woman means the womb of the slave. But I can go and then. But keep in mind, what were we just talking about?
I'm go ahead and finish. I'm gonna reel you back in. Don't worry.
Okay. I just went on a tangent. Let's go back.
Juice Crew, man.
All right.
I'm not gonna go there.
Legends Corner, RareHipHop.com, in conjunction with Gyroscope Record and DJ Chalk. Chalk, you like?
So going back to DNA, he signed us. He said, "Yo, you guys are ill. I got an idea. You guys a group?" I said, "No, my name is DJ Rud." So I was an MC that was named DJ Rud.
I think I heard that in one of your verses.
And I used to be called Spin Bad, but there was a dude in Jamaica, Queens that was Spin Bad too. I was like, damn, I can't even use that name. So we came up with the name. We said, yo, Romeo Rudd. Said, nah, Romeo was ill. He's with, Irvin, so we can't use Romeo. What about Don Juan? And I would have picked Don Juan because what I know what a Don is now, that's like a level of a shaman. I mean, it's a mystic, a dude that's a sorcerer, channeling shit. It's South American. It's derived South American spirituality joint. Dons, yo. Don Juan. Yo, look up this dude named Carlos Castaneda. Carlos Castaneda. Just look him up, yo. It's a way of thinking. I don't want you to start taking psycho drugs, mushrooms and stuff to channel this stuff. But it's a way of open your mind, yo. Add extensions to yourself every day. Go out the box. Don't be scared, yo. Go walk in the dark, yo. Everything comes from the dark. You're dark. You come from the dark. We all parts of the universe, man. Carbon-based life forms, yo. Carbon darkness, man. Keep in mind. But going back, DNA signed this.
Yes.
And he put us out on the radio.
Now let me ask you, what did you call yourself back then?
Kept running. I was DJ Rud and
DJ
MC Rud. Those were my two, because I used to spit too. But my strength was production. I had more passion for the music.
DJ Rud.
You know what I'm saying? Because I knew how important the DJ was. But I went, instead of me spinning records, I got tired of spinning other dudes' records, man. I'm tired of spinning this ill ass Tila Rock shit no more. It's yours. It's mine. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I went in the studio and I crafted. And Paul C was the one that crafted our sound. He's the one that made our sound. First thing I ever produced was called "Outstanding" by the Gap Band.
Right.
And outstand, and I spit and everything. And that was my first song. I brought it back to the hood. First dude I played it for was my dude Saquon. I played it for him on H. I said, yo, God, come here for a minute. Because he used to always follow. He knew I was doing jams in the park and all of that. I mean, in the centers and all that. He used to big me up. Right. And he was influential in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he was, he's always looked out for me. So, and he had a lot of respect. So people already respected me just based on that alone.
Right.
And hopefully by the way I carry myself and my demeanor. But in regards to that, he was the first person that heard. He said, yo, you did this? I said, yeah. He said, yo, that's ill. You should pursue it. I said, yo, I think so too. So just by getting gassed up, people, like, I became a hood celeb a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And then I brought my partner Soup to do his stuff. But then when we did the contest, we got thrown into the mix of the radio station with DNA Hank Love Show. They had a show called the DNA Hank Love radio show.
It's on HBI thing, right?
Yeah, something. I'm about to go smoke in the next break. So again, my memory sometime. But going back. So they put us on the radio. They even let us use the mics and orchestrate stuff. I already had a sense of entrepreneurship in me anyway, business mind, because I came from people that were in businesses. You know what I'm saying? Not owning, but in stuff that was important. You know what I mean? Banks, financial stuff. My grandfather was an engineer, so I had my mother was an administrative assistant, which is dealing with all types of nonsense, an eclectic mix of nonsense, and they used to pass knowledge on to me how to go about life. So and just growing up in the hood, being around so much mix of people and agenda, and because when I grew up in Cambridge Heights, it's one house, just some grass, another house, some grass. I walk to the store. Oh, I got an IC. Walk back, ride my bike. You know what I'm saying? And in the projects, yo, dodge that bullet. Yo, shorty bad. Yo, you smoke weed. It's like everything come. Religion. Yo, what you believe in, God? This is Allah projects. Non-cypher, God. What's today's mathematics? Get punched in the face.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I grew up
heavy out in Queens.
You know what I'm saying? So my project was called Allah Project. Still is. It should be.
Wow.
But it is what it is. But I was subjected to a lot of stuff, which helped me get to the point that I am now to understand. Open your mind. So I always pursued hip hop. That was my love. See, keep in mind, music and hip hop was the way that got our message across, because no one else was listening to us.
That's right.
All our leaders that were speaking for us was getting murdered. You know what I'm saying? So the only way it leaked out was on underground radio stations. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, entrepreneurs, people that invested whatever money they had to keep stations alive, like y'all dudes. I mean, y'all don't have to do this. I'm pretty sure you ain't got Heineken and Hennessy knocking on your door for advertisers. So by us supporting each other is the only way we gonna survive, man. There's an old adage, an African proverb. It said, if you want to go fast, go by your. Well, I changed a little bit. Let me dumb it down. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, go together. All right. I want to go far. I'm trying to leave a legacy, man. I want people to build. I'm not. You plan on living for 4,000 or 5,000 years? So what you leaving, man? You got kids out there you ain't seen in a couple of weeks, months, years. You mad at your mom? What you mad at your mom for? She could have aborted your ass because there was an agenda to abort your ass.
That's right.
So recognize, man. People don't recognize, man. Life is short, man.
But what we have to do
So yeah,
we no problem.
My bad.
Well, just like this forum here,
Mm-hmm.
we can't wait on anybody else to do it.
Well, that's why I'm starting my own radio station, called
Okay.
Reconditioned Radio,
Okay.
which I will probably do some syndication. Hopefully, with you, I do like a 15-minute
It's not
editorial
even
format.
It's not even hopefully.
Excellent.
Speaking it to
Excellent.
existence. This is why we here now.
You see, you know, it's a constant. My agenda is called Recondition. That's my business model. It's about spreading word. It's about constant rewinding, going back to a more exact state. So you just help me remind myself to remove that word. I say that every day. Stop using try. Stop using ifs.
Do.
Stop using hopes.
Do.
Just will everything to existence. Do. Be, do, will. Everything. Do all of that. Because when you introduce, keep in mind, a thought is an electrical charge, is something that is introduced into a physical realm. Okay? So there's two types of energy, positives and negatives. Okay? So if you think positive, boop, a positive joint come out. You think another positive, boop, another positive come out. So when they walk by with you, thinking positive, boop, boop, more positive. Positives polarize each other. Another one comes. Oh, we just got another positive just walked in.
See that?
Positive. You see, and that energy you build on. So if you think positive, you can achieve stuff. So, but you see, when you got this agenda, this system that has been deeply rooted for thousands and thousands, people say 600 years of slavery. We've been slaves in the mind since Constantine came with his nonsense and introduced religion, and the Romans took and pillaged the world, yo. And we still following that nonsense. You still running the churches, giving them money, paying their taxes.
Listen.
They got you in, and you got TV propagandized. They got to look this up. There's a school called the School of Propaganda, established in 1622. Guess who established it? Look, I'll give you a second. You'll be Googling everything else. Google this shit. At least goggle it. All right, you looked it up? All right.
Listen.
It was established by the Roman Catholic Church, the School of Propaganda. So everything you think is real ain't. And everything that you think you own, you don't. Get a Black's Laws dictionary, preferably an edition anything below 4, and a King James version of the Bible. You need those two books to survive in this world. If you want to know why you in your condition, understand the Inquisition, which was established right. Oh, we coming around to Thanksgiving again, the act of capitulation day, when Granada was overtaken and the Moors gave back the land to Spain and Portugal, and then the whole nonsense changed and the narrative changed to a trilateral slave trade, transatlantic slave trade established by King Ferdinand and Princess Esmeralda, whatever her name is. I'm mad right now. But understand the Inquisition, and understand the Inquisition, you must understand the Crusades. And to understand the Crusades, understand Constantine. Understand what he pillaged Africa, all right, in his war with Hannibal, all right? Understand that, all right?
We got to go from A to Z, man.
I'm my bad. I go on.
Because
I mean, I told you I could just.
yes,
I
you
mean,
did tell me, and I asked. You tell me.
Just stuff out there. Instead of looking at next week's episodes, get into your own creativity and create your own episodes, man. Even if it's a porno flick, at least it's yours.
And just like how we establish what we're doing.
Right, sir.
All right, the radio these days, we already know what it is.
Right.
You got the
Listen.
same 10 songs playing.
Well, the Big Money Machine is control of it. The Clear Channel, which is the top monopoly. Excuse me, I just bumped my tooth. I apologize. The top monopoly of the advertising, programming, and everything. They control the money for radios. They hate Sirius Satellite. They hate internet radio because they can't profitize off it.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But Clear Channel owns the advertising space. They own the airwaves. They own the media formats. So they monopolize. I'm probably getting murdered by the end of the segment. But
Don't say
I love y'all.
Chalk, you had
I
something to add
saw
on,
black
bro?
Yeah,
helicopters
let's-
flying over my car on the way here. But I'm not worried. If I end up being a martyr, it's for a good reason.
Gosh, you crazy, man. Listen, let's get into some joints right quick.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it. voice box a little break, and we gonna come back.
Sure, sounds good, man. My bad if I talked your ear off, but
No,
yeah,
no,
check
no,
out
no,
my
no,
stuff,
no.
yo. And I'm still spitting.
That's what we gonna get back to.
And I got a new album coming out end of November, Casanova. You're gonna
Yo, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Give me my cash. Give me my cash. Yo, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Yo, give me my cash. Give me my cash. Yo, give me my cash. Give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Yo, come on, it's time for reparations. Not gonna get it by just demonstrating or get justice by procrastinating while we owned by United States Corporation. We all born infants labeled incompetent. Now we incoherent and maleficent. And why do parents give kids to the state? Cause it's apparent our estate is stuck in probate. They say we was brought over the seas, whipped and shackled, but we indigenous to this know your past, yo. Forced to turn our gold by Frank and Delano and create the assets for Federal Reserve notes. United States better give me my cash. Time to stop spending our money, make the market crash. Promised a mule in 40 acres, but we settled for fake freedom and them slave wages. But give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash, yo. Give me my cash. Give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash. Baby, give me my cash, yo. Africa raped of jewels and precious metals. Many countries wealthy from slaves they battle. Know the truth, please, cause some Jews to settle. Too many black crackpots calling kettles. Time to talk about the economics. Too busy popping pills, drinking and smoking, crying. What you gonna do? They revel in the revenues. Becoming taxing, but they taxing me and you. Too blind to see cause your eyes is glued to the TV tube while TV ads got you. Quick to buy what they selling, living off credit in the deficit, but quick to swipe the debits. We fight over the dollar that's never promissory. In the privatized jails fighting over commissary. Fight for our rights but end up in a cemetery. 17th century Goldsmith depositories. Give me my cash, give me my cash, yo, give me my cash, give me my cash, better give me my cash, better give me my cash, yo, give me my cash, give me my cash, yo, give me my cash, better give me my cash, better give me my cash, yo.
Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group LLC.
Live for live, truth for the truth. It's high for the truth. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Live for live, truth for the truth. It's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. It's live for live, truth for the truth. Yeah, I see my people out here taking risks. Some clapping and the cups on the wrist. Some clapping and now just cease to exist. Now they baby mama by themselves and stuck on benefits. While they kids going to school and they teach them nonsense. From PK to high school to college. While the Freemasons withholding the knowledge. Living in society and drugs and violence. What? Yeah, it is very scary. If you never worry about what they broadcast on TV news commentary. Paramedics to the scene, but they never in a hurry. When a cop busts a shot, another one of us is buried. And they voted for and free by a piece to let the jury. While we praying for an answer, might as well believe in furries. And keep rolling with the punches, cause they coming in a flurry. And it seems to start over every 1st of January, yo.
Making all these moves, I cannot hesitate. Yeah, they see that I'm the champ, I got that heavyweight. When I leave the place, it probably gon' get renovated. Ops in the room, they always be investigating. I could tell these niggas fake, I got some evidence. I'm just tryna tell the truth and make it evident. I'm a singer and a rapper with no limitations. I don't see no competition, they all eliminated. Are you telling all these lies? I'ma take one of your eyes. Telling all these lies, I'ma take one of your eyes. Telling me the truth, probably take one of your two. Telling me the truth, probably take one of your two. Are you telling all these lies? I'ma take one of your eyes. Telling all these lies, I'ma take one of your eyes. Are you telling me the truth? I'ma take one of your two. If you telling me the truth, I'ma take one of your two.
Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Lie for a lie, truth for the truth. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Lie for a lie, truth for the truth. It's eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Lie for a lie, truth for the truth. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. They revise treaties and documents. which make the laws and statutes should fraudulent. Because locally we never vote to represent, because we vote to pick from less than 2 equal for president. And lobbyists are lining that stuff in their pockets to let the GMOs in our food just make us sick. So big pharma can profit off of selling the fix. It's all sanctioned by a racist government, yo. Word. It seemed pariahs make religion end up beside us. They all liars, so set their ass on fire. Douse this whole shit up, cause it's all corrupt. It's systematic and it's obvious, they don't give a fuck. I'm on the block. Who you think supply the rock? We don't make the guns but still seem to get shot. Open bagged by the cops, toe tagged by the cops. Things get forgotten, see too much shit you wanna watch. Empires in power, reality is a scandal. We act vanglories and ending up banned. Another lost life, another lit cam. Stories candy coded, encrypted, decoded, transmitted, ramble. What's on the cam in the news about the town in shambles. Like Camp Newtown running around, brain on scramble. Trying to spice up life, you ain't curvy, you can't handle the truth. Or think it's starting on the gamble. What's the use? Can't handle the truth. What's the use? You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. What's the use? You can't handle the truth. What's the use? You can't handle the truth.
Little Tommy had a bold mouth. Talk back to the elders with the sass. Now what got me thinking back? Cause they gone, but I'm grown now. I used to wonder in the past in my old town. I'm from the city where no dreams get sold, cause it's sold out. Pockets full of dope and the Henny cause it's cold out. I'm coughing up the cellar in my soul now. The whole system been scanning for the old grounds. Yeah, you can't handle the truth, can't abandon the truth. And no matter how you try, you can't scramble the truth. Cause it's all collected, one life and it's all reflected. One right and it's no good living, you dig? The sad truth is the black truth and it's bad news. This mother nature, the rap music, the black youth. Black power, black scholar, all knowledge. Black tea with a shark hoodie, it's all kind.
Handle the truth.
What's the use? What's the use? Can't handle the truth. What's the use?
You can't handle the truth.
It's like pulling the tooth to my youth. Come on, come on.
The truth.
Nowadays, mothers can't handle the youth.
Handle the truth. You can't handle the truth. The truth.
Listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Shout out to the NFL. Casanova Rud, yeah. Recondition. Don't like the bullshit, but don't stand for it. Can't get no justice, but don't stand for it. Stars and strikes fit, but don't stand for it. Be like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word. Police Police out here fouling, forcing, applying law and order. They slaughter your son inappropriately, touching your daughter. Movies betray us and just mother slaves, supporters. The system, Magna Carta, the mourners, murder the martyrs. The Constitution clearly states we never be citizens. Senators and congressmen say we vulture menacing. Kill us with their GMOs, save us with their medicine. Procter Gamble all in, doctors say you're dying. Cause and effect, Bayer Monsanto's merging. The scale of just us and life's in the balance. The balance slamming the powers. The Bible upholds the malice and you try to challenge. Better know they legally should be barred from their court, British accredited registry. Judiciary tainted with judges and juries, while fiduciary documents traded on Wall Street. While people are living and starving, dying on the streets, yo. Don't like the bullshit, well don't stand for it. Ain't get no justice, well don't stand for it. The stars and stripes, bitch, well don't stand for it. You like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word. Don't stand for it. Well don't stand for it, yo. Systematic racism affect the nation like cancer. Can't get a job, I guess your boy wasn't a good camper. You better read the national anthem, third stanza. More mad about the flag, what about trying to find the answer? Supposed to be fought for freedom and the right to protest, but you seem to lose the message, digging, trying to disrespect. Talking about you wanna make America great again, but you stole it from the malls and stop the shenanigans. 3/5 of a vote, picking from less than two evils. When the whole government really needs an upheaval. When they run up in the cribs like they Osama's lair. Like Black Wall Street, just bombing us from the air. Stuck on welfare, can't afford Obamacare. Play like chumps, the trump card, it ain't fair. Blow like speed, triple kings, Marines here. Black lives matter, in-laws, your man's there. Don't like the bullshit, well don't stand for it. Can't get no justice, well don't stand for it. The stars and stripes, bitch, well don't stand for it. Be like Colin Kaepernick, don't stand for it, yo. Word.
We back. We
Your
back.
grandpa
So-
said, get ready. So when it's time to be ready, you already ready.
Show behind the show, rare, hiphop.com,
Yeah.
Legends Corner. Yes, I tell you, man, show behind the show. It's always like this, man. It's
Y'all didn't
always
expect
like
this, right? Y'all didn't do your research. You got to do your research before you have your guests. You could have had one of them Takashi
No.
6ix9s coming in, your joint be on fire before the end of the show.
Nah, we knew.
That
we
dude
knew
is
that,
ill,
man.
too. Don't sleep on my dude, yo.
He's doing
Y'all, a lot of old
But-
G's be
but-
sleeping on the new G's, and we alienate them instead of building on what they doing well. You know what I'm saying? We were different at one point.
Yeah.
Grandma was listening to the Beatles, all right? So stop it, yo.
Yeah,
Things
but,
change.
I mean,
Everything must change.
it's changed, but I'm waiting for a change. I'm waiting for a change because everything I play now, that's this generation now
Right.
sounds the same to me.
Well, it's just all about a level of respect. It's respecting other people's perspective of art. It's like walking into a gallery. You can't criticize someone for appreciating art a certain way just different than how you appreciate art.
Well-
So not saying to conform, just respect and just know that things change.
I mean, it's respect, but at the same time, now, I sat back the first half. I'm younger than you guys, and you see with what's around the wall, what I put up. It's not the point of me not respecting what they're doing. It's just that I feel to a point they're not even reaching deep into them and really bringing out something else that maybe nobody else heard. Now, like when y'all came out, we knew that was y'all sound. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When Marley came out, we knew Marley sound, etc., etc. But now it's like New York sound like down south.
I can't agree with you more. It goes back to the basic thing of life. Identity. Okay? You must identify with something. If you don't have identity, then you're just following something else. Okay?
Right.
So the problem is when hip hop started, it didn't have a lot of venues for it to play. It didn't have internet radios. It had hometown radio stations. It didn't have IG to show you what dudes was doing in Cali and France or what. They wasn't even doing nothing in France yet. What am I talking about? You didn't have all of that. You didn't have social media promoting You didn't have your own agenda. So back then, you had your own little town representing you, holding you down. You had your own sound. You had your own city,
your neighborhood.
So you established your own sound.
But
now, the money machine. I'm gonna let you talk. I apologize. The money machine has taken over the game. So it's all about generating sales, likes, clicks, popularity. There's no talent involved no more. It's all about celebrity and popularity. The person who's the hottest saying you ill. You got people that are DJs that have never even carried a crate of records. If you haven't carried a crate of records, you shouldn't even be classified as a DJ. Okay?
We not
You
even
just
going to
spin
talk about
things.
that one.
You press buttons.
Press button DJ.
Buttons.
Or know what it is to have had to carry a crate of records. It's not their fault now that they don't have to do that, but do your homework.
Do you know what you're spinning? Know why you spinning it. Know why the crowd likes that so much. Why the old stuff sounds so different. You know what I'm saying? Get the feel of the vinyl. Get the smell of a record store. So you can get the culture. Because a lot of times people emulate things. So you're not really part of the music. You just emulating something. You pressing buttons. You're not. See, hip hop is a culture. Right. It's a way of life, man. You have to immerse yourself into it for you to be accepted. For me, that's just me. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't, it's not even putting enough time in. It's just having common knowledge of things, man. Hip hop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But see, when you express things like that to someone younger, they'll say, "Oh, this old dude just hating."
No, it's not really hating. It's the same thing. Like when we were younger, Mom and Pops was telling us stuff that we ain't want to hear. Just understand that youngers ain't gonna want to hear nothing. And the way they are now, Farrakhan said that this generation is the most powerful, meaning that they have so much of their own agenda and their own control. They just don't have no guidance. He said they just don't have no guidance. They know they have more of their own situation and their own control now than they have ever had in the history of the planet Earth at the moment before the Moors lost everything.
And you know what? When I made reference to something else we were talking about, and you said it's our fault as far as the youngers not knowing their history of this thing. And I kind of have to agree. There was a situation with a bunch of young kids out in the street, about 10 of them using profanity. Mm-hmm. And I took it upon myself to just go over to them and say, "Hey, you know what I said to them? Who won, Jay-Z or Nas?" That just broke the ice. And they actually stopped using the profanity, and we had a conversation. Mm-hmm. And once the conversation was over, I hit them with, "Listen, don't be out in the street using this profanity like that." Then he talk to him instead of just coming at him like, "Hey, stop talking like that." And
it's you have to.
It's a way. I had to finesse it in a way just to get their attention and get them comfortable.
I used to be in the quality assurance department for a corporation, and when you go and for let me dumb it down. I'm acting like it's IBM or some nonsense. A call center, and there's a technique called the poke and stroke. Okay, instead of the stroke and poke. It's before you start poking. Hey, do this right. Prod them and then stroke them. Hey, listen, you're doing well. I like the sound, but don't forget. In order for you to keep this whole thing alive, you can't forget where you come from.
That's it.
Okay, your dad maybe, your mom and dad maybe conceived you on a lot of stuff that we might have did. It might have been "I Need Love" playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? Understand that in order for you to keep things ours, we have to keep our history. But the same thing, direct correlation is going back to the history of us with being indigenous to this country. We forgot that too. We just constantly forget things because everything's been fed to us. Here, eat this, believe this. You don't even know who you are. And how you gonna do? How you gonna do it in hip hop if you can't even do it in other facets of life? So that's the answer right there. It's getting back in tune with yourself. Stop worrying, trying to achieve things that aren't achievable, that aren't attainable. Yes, aim for the sky. Try to get the Bugatti. But it's alright to drive a Kia. It's alright to get good credit. You ain't got to get on the block and sell drugs to get a $20,000 car you probably can't even keep for a year.
It's called crawling before you walk.
Establish a foundation. Know what you're dealing with in this country. Know you need good credit. If you're not planning on being here, then get out. Because you need to know how to operate here. You got to establish ownership of yourself. If you don't own yourself, then get good credit, because you can't operate out here in this world without good credit. You want to get a house, a car, and all that, get a job, pay bills on a timely fashion, your credit go up, and then they have confidence in loaning you things. It's all there for you. Stop complaining about this. Stop trying to get government handouts. Get a job, save up, build, find people that you love instead of finding people that you just want to smash, all right, and build. If you having seeds, you may as well build. You gonna go out there and do what you're doing anyway. Your seed did. Tell your seed how. If you don't want to build, tell your seed how to build. My son, he gonna know how to build. My daughter's an entrepreneur. They doing their own thing. What they might not be doing what I want them to do, but they doing their own thing.
But you was their backbone in
exactly. You
doing
have
it.
to lead by example. It starts with us. It starts within. It's insight. You got to get within. You got to see within first. To love anything, you got to love yourself first. To do anything, you got to do it yourself first. And instead of telling people how to do it, just do it. Show them. Yo, look, I'm showing. Man, look. Just do it. Stop procrastinating. Stop saying, oh, tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. You know what happens? My dude Pop Mega just passed today, man. He ain't got no tomorrows. He probably wanted to do something tomorrow.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, yo, bro, my bad, man. Yo, sometimes the day dictates how I feel. My mood isn't. Hip hop is part of what I am, but that's not what I've evolved, bro. I'm a different person. It's not just hip hop, so I go off the direction. I apologize. Get me back on track.
That's all right. No, that's all right.
Again, it's gonna all come back to. It's gonna all come full circle.
But
why we're here?
I mean, well, as far as me being out there now with it, me personally, I feel like with these records, you see the records behind me, and you know, if you're listening on, if you're looking at the footage, you know, when you come down into the studio, it's basically a lesson before you even open your mouth to say anything on the microphone. Now, honestly, I wouldn't have got that if these records wasn't basically in my face while I was growing up. Not hating on the technology of, you know, the Serato and the Tractor and all those other, you know, of course it made it easier to DJ, you know, have to carry the crates and this and that, but they would never know the essence of going to the city, to the Rockin' Souls, to the Beast Grease, looking for joints. They would never know the essence.
They spinning joints that been sampled probably 50 times.
Right. And
from stuff that they think, when they hear a sample, they think it came from something else, but it was probably sampled from something else.
From something else.
Straight up. Now, I got you.
This just came out. No, it been out. it been out. So, you know, I mean, not to hate on their style, basically, and that's all right. And it's platforms like this that hopefully they will look at to see, you know, really the essence of it. No, you can't.
You explain something. You can lead a horse to water, but can you make him drink?
No, you can't.
So just keep doing. The only people that gonna keep us alive is us, until we not alive. All right, but hopefully some people pick up what is about to be hip hop. It's not about money, man. It's not about money, yo. That's all it is. Everybody, money, more money. But you gotta. Before money, there was something that was bartering. It was trading of values. Values is lost, man. We don't even value our own lives. Value, man.
And
money.
Just to piggyback off what you guys were just talking about, if a song comes out,
Money.
if it's a sample, okay, you know what I purposely do for my kids? I play the original. And they'll say, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
You know what they'll say?
What?
Oh, that song you playing, they got that from this song. I'm like, no.
No.
But you know
But
what's so
that's
crazy?
our job to educate them.
Yeah.
It's the same thing by not being involved with your kids. We're not involved with hip hop. We don't have enough hands on. We so much doing our own thing. We're not interacting enough. We're not taking part enough. You're not raising your kids enough. We're not raising our hip hop kids enough.
That's right.
It's us. It's not them. How they gonna know something if we don't bring it to their attention?
That's true.
And you gotta stop being so defensive, OGs.
And you know what it is?
Let them build. Keep in mind, they look at us. Anybody that is a seed of you should be an improved version of you. Is that correct, people? So how you mad at them for showing signs of improvement or better because you ain't there, because you ain't did it? That you should be proud that you instilled something in them that you didn't have, something that was missing, like your father. Man, my bad, man.
Listen.
Continue, my G.
My son is in college right now.
Yeah.
And I always tell him, my high is your low. And he said, okay, I understand.
That means it's nothing but up from there.
That's it.
And I tell my kids, I say, yo, you don't have to listen to me. Listen to the people that might be a little older, a little bit more experienced, because they might have experienced things that was so traumatic that they can give you a seed so you can avoid those same pitfalls. But just like any youth, we're adventurous, we're inquisitive, we're curious. We want to see what's going on. We want to see ourselves. I understand the sky's blue, but I don't. Is there more blue? You know, you want to know. So you can't stop innate traits in human nature. It's gonna be curiosity, but don't get mad at that curiosity. Build on that and guide, man. You lead by example. Sometimes strength. It's more. You can say more with silence than you can say with words. You can just show them. Do it yourself instead of telling. Pick up the socks. Clean the dishes. Make her feel guilty. Oh, I'm gonna pick up the socks again.
Well, you got to show them why it's necessary.
I'm so tired today. I'm gonna wash the dishes. Let me show you something. You little, come here. This is how you wash it. Okay, make it fun. Incorporate it young. It starts when they're young. So I'm trying to catch up with your youth because you ain't get your young. We already woke up a little bit, yo. This generation and the one before that, we woke up. So now we just sending out pity party invitations. Now we want checks and atonement, reparations and stuff. Stop looking for stuff. Let's earn it now. We'll get that eventually, but let's earn our stuff now. Stop looking for stuff. We messed up. We dropped the baton. Okay, there was dudes that was waking up. Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. He following Gandhi. I'm glad that thing came up today on Ebro in the morning, and they were talking about Gandhi. And I was so surprised nobody knew Gandhi was a racist.
Oh, man.
Rosenberg said, oh, I didn't know he was a racist.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, my God, yo. South Africa, his peoples, he called us, never mind. But he says, oh, man. He had great ideology and but it was only for his people. You got to be for everybody, yo. Keep in mind what racism is. Everybody say, you racist, but it's only one racist. That's Anglos, Anglo-Saxons and Anglo-Americans. Not all of y'all, but the people in power, yo. Stop calling people white. Stop calling people black. In legalese, that means something. Black means fake or false. These aren't racists. You're dealing with status and legalese. So we fighting, black and I'm proud and all that. You don't even understand what you're saying. Say indigenous, autochthonous, native. Stop saying these stupid names, man. You signing applications for jobs and you checking off black, white, other. Put other. Let them figure that shit out. Let them figure it out, yo. Once you bind yourself to, my bad, I go on a tangent. Because this is what I really want to talk about. But I'm hip hop too. I apologize. But what were we talking about?
But again, it all comes back to why we're here.
And this is how deep it is, yo. There's no shovel that can dig the abyss that we're in that can get us out of here, man. So just stay there. Cause seeds grow in the dirt. Seeds grow down there. Stop trying to get out. Start growing from where you at.
Well, sometimes you gotta dig back to the root of things.
I'm getting defensive. That's one of my shortcomings. I got defensive. I'm channel myself. Hold up. Shanti.
Oh, you thought I was gonna say something else?
The 144,000th frequency helps you ascend. Vibrations are everything. Occult sciences, comedic science study, man. There's stuff out there. Just Google a little bit. You'll find it until they remove it. They got algorithms that remove things. When we start searching, finding things out, if you see something that's insightful, try to download it and print it out real quick, because they're going to remove it, my G's. Trust me. There's people out here that's finding things, putting it up real quick. Just take it real quick, and they take it down. Google's the most powerful company in the world. Bayer, Google is running the world right now. You might think I'm bugging. And it's all controlled by the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group. I'll probably get murdered by the end of the segment. Okay, continue.
No. Well, things like this, where you go into the root of the matter,
Yes, sir.
just like you have your son,
Right.
on your new project with you, right?
No, he's not on my new project.
Oh,
My
okay.
previous stuff.
Okay.
He will be on future projects, but my new project is with it's called Casamesh. It's with a producer I have. What's ironic is all of my producers live in Virginia. I don't know why Virginia is a hotbed of producers since Timberland, and I mean you could just think about how many people, the producers that you want from hip hop right now, organic sounds is Virginia, yo.
Really?
Crummy Beats, my dude Illit Beats, my dude Taj Shemesh. That's just my opinion. That's who I'm working with, and one of them is Taj Shemesh. We're doing an album together called Casamesh. And it's consciousness, and it's things that we should share. So I can care if it sells one record. I'm not here to sell nothing. What I want to sell you, yo, I'm sharing. I'm not selling nothing. If I can make some money off it, that's great. Because I'll just parlay it to something else that can help somebody else anyway. I can care less about money. I want happiness, man. I want people around me happy. Because when the people around me happy, I'm feel good. Money can make me feel good, but that's like sex. It only lasts for so long.
Right. So lyrically, what can we expect from your new project?
Well, everything I write to, I don't have a style. So if the beat is played, if it's missing an instrument, I intertwine and get woven into the song. So I have different styles, different tempos. It's touching on topics like documents. It's talking about your straw man. It's talking about City Hall, that gerrymandering, politics, polity, 3/5 compromise. I'm talking about indigenous people knowing your ancestry and knowing your lineage. You know what I'm saying? And at least trying to know it. You know what I mean? I'm not claiming I know anything. I'm just finding information to share. I'm not professing anything. I'm not a professor. I'm just sharing. Who knows if any of this shit is real, man? How you believe anything? Everything is tainted. Every word, the English language alone is the most bastardized language on the planet Earth. So how can you believe anything? Once it means one thing, they change it and it means something else. So it don't apply. So don't believe anything. Question everything.
That's right.
But read everything. Be inquisitive. Be critical thinking. Challenge. Debate. Prove it to me. I don't smell it. I don't. What exists? God? What's going on? Religious who? Legion. Means to do again. Legion means a Roman army of 2,000 to 3,000 men. Look it up right now. Legion. So you just go in the Roman army again and again. So you follow stuff, you just fed stuff, prodded along, go to work, get paid, put the cable on so you can be indoctrinated, to make sure you watch your shows, keep you distracted. Entertainment means diversion. Look that up. So you'll be just diverted from what you should be addressing every day. And it's even worse now. Like I'm even showing it on a format that is hopefully it's diverting 2 people right now. This is how much people could care less about what I'm talking about. I have 5,000 followers, or friends on Facebook. And I got one now. One felt guilty. They just dropped out. So it tells you how much our minds are conditioned. We can care less about what we doing for each other. It's all about me, me, me. Do I got time to listen to this nonsense? What's on right now? Who's calling me? Who's texting me? Why my neck hurt? Because my 90-degree angle neck, 20, whatever it is, watching the phone all day. You can't, as soon as you get up, you can't wait to look at your phone. First thing you do, you want that euphoria. Somebody like me? Because you don't like yourself. So you're looking for someone else to like you. And the more people like you, the more you like yourself. Start with yourself and get inside. Get in tuned. Insight. You look with your eyes, what you see with your third eye.
So is your project
Pineal
like
gland. Yes, sir?
a roadmap for basically what you're talking about as far as
what you're addressing? What did you get from what I said?
From your project that
Right.
I'm asking about?
It's like a outline of how you should critically think.
Right.
It's like search words. Because I can't convince anybody. Why would I try to convince you? Why? It makes no sense. You've been too programmed. It took 400, 500, 600, thousands of years to program you. You think I'm going to unprogram you with just saying it right now? It's impossible. But I can get you to critically think only if you're open-minded. Because I know we had a point in, the universe. Can I get I need a visual. Give me that thing. We're exposed to energies in the universe right now, okay? We're in the Milky Way galaxy, whatever this nonsense is, right? And there's a spiral. We're at the outer spiral of the galaxy, okay? So right now, we're exposed to energies because now we're fluctuating on that plane. This is the horizontal plane. We're fluctuating. We're at a point of a highest degree of apex. Well, the ascending of the apex. We're exposed to gamma, dark matters. So our minds, and it's written in ancient writings, Sumerian tablets, Kemetic science, occult studies, esoteric. And they talk about these energies that are accessible with our pineal glands right now. But it's been suppressed because this products that we use every day that keep our IQ, our way of our thinking process down. Like fluoride, for example, is kills your brain cells. You have toothpaste, aluminum and deodorant that causes toxins in your body. You have mercury in your body. They tell you that stupid food pyramid they tell you to follow. Cheese and all that cholesterol clogging up your arteries, nonsense. Our bodies are tainted, so we can't even receive this information. But some of us will wake up before many. So if you are some that are waking up, it is your job to share stuff. Why are you saving things? What you scared of? You feel things? Let people know. Who cares? They're going to judge you anyway.
It's called sharing the information.
They're going to judge you anyway. Read stuff. You feel funny? Find out what's going on. You want to know what that word's about? You want to know what he was talking about? Expand your mind. Stop being prodded along. Everybody is prodded along. We all doing the same thing. Branch out. Start filling the blank. There's some stuff that I might have missed. Like I told you, you got the rabbit hole. You go down there, got two doors. I go through one door, but somebody got to go through the other door. Let me know what's going on. Come back. We meet at the doors. Yo, what happened? Pop. All right, I see you in 2 years. Go back down. Open up 12 more doors on my side. You open up 10. Come back. But we still need more people to come to those other doors we couldn't open. Let's open these doors, man. We just all being pushed through one door, trying to fit through one door. And it got the dude up top looking at you with pressing the button. Next in. Are you indoctrinated? Oh, you can't wait. Oh, wait. Next. Are you indoctrinated? Next. Just to do their bidding. Because you ain't even yourself. You still doing what they want you to do. And you fighting to get there. That ladder, that glass ceiling. You working for corporations, man. What is a corpse? So you working for dead companies, right? So, and you got a straw man that is used in court and used in legalese to represent you every day, thinking you free, and you constantly in debt because you binded yourself to some fake version of you, and they traded on the market. Your social security numbers, your bank account, Federal Reserve number, you don't even know that you got a bank account. that they trade on the market. The FBI, the CIA got stock. Meanwhile, you just thinking you doing stuff. Oh, I got new Jordans. What your grandkids gonna do with Jordans in the future? That money can be parlayed into something. If you know some knowledge, you can parlay some money, flip it, trade it on the market, and establish wealth. The only way you get stuff in life is to establish assets. When you establish assets, you establish wealth. Understand what UCCs are, Universal Commercial Code, because the world revolves on commerce. Everything is commerce. The law of the sea, maritime system. Everything is that. Everything is commerce. Everything. Everything is commerce. Do you understand me?
Gotcha.
You get that in your mind and understand that just things are being traded. Real estates. Real estates. Establish ownership of your estate. Open a trust. Put all your stuff in there, even your dead grandparents' stuff. Put them in the trust. It's protected by international law. It's not under any jurisdiction. The trust is not under any jurisdiction but other international law. And then you have to establish an identity. Because you don't have no nationality right now. You just an African American. Most of us African. What is Africa? What the hell is that? What country are you from in Africa? Where you tracing that back to? You indigenous. But by you labeling yourself that, you remove your rights and your heritage from this country. You have rights here. You have land that is entitled to you here. In the original Constitution that was supposed to be a year and something days has been revised and revised and revised. You don't even realize that contract was only a contract supposed to be for a year and a couple of days. And we still following it, amending it. We got people now Kanye introducing the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery. Don't realize if you in jail, you still a slave. And man, you should have been known that, man. And they removed cursive writing out of school so you can't read manuscripts. Understand these things, man. Understand these things. Demand things, man. Stop being prodded along with the rest of everybody, man.
But you know what? I think everything that you're saying,
Yeah.
being that you are an MC, everything that you're saying should be conveyed lyrically.
That's what I'm doing. If I can put it down quick enough, I will, bro.
Yeah.
But it takes, just like everything, I gotta regenerate sometimes, because some of this stuff, I could blow a fuse. When you find out stuff that you can't believe, like slaves were consuming each other. Did you know that? When I read something called The Consumption of the Negro, it's talking about Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, and they were talking about Nat Turner being captured. He was forced to eat his own penis and tell the master, "Oh, it tastes good, master," or something like that. They used to import slaves because slaves were imported, but they was also indigenous slaves. Moors were also enslaved. All right, Native Americans also enslaved. Native Americans also enslaved people that were indigenous. Everybody profitized off of that. People think that the Civil War was based on freedom. It was based on sharing the money, man. Because the South was making too much money. Mississippi was the third most grossing nation in the world. They made more money off of cotton than any other conglomerate in the world at one point. And the North didn't like that. They wanted a share of the money. So they created the stupid Civil War thing, Emancipation Proclamation, establishment of unions came there because you know what happened? Slaves were left free, and they were doing all the work. So there was no jobs for Anglos, because they wasn't skilled, they wasn't technical, because they wasn't doing it. So who was getting all the jobs? Who you gonna hire? Somebody that don't know the job? You gonna hire somebody that gonna do it for $2, or somebody gonna do it for $5,000? Who you hiring? So they couldn't compete with an open market with free slaves. And they took the union, establishment of the union. They saw that in Europe how a union was established to protect jobs for people that couldn't keep jobs. A group of Anglos that kept an organization, a membership, another membership, keeping it intact so they can keep their wealth intact. But you see, a lot of these documents are signed to keep us from owning stuff. A lot of documents are signed, revised to keep us out of the dark. to change our name so we don't get nothing. Man, it's so. I mean, I didn't know none of this until somebody told me, and then I started searching for it, and it opened up a world of things to me. And I'm not even mad at people that don't know. I'm mad at myself for not knowing soon enough. But I know now, so that's what I'm sharing. And I just want people. I'm not expecting no. I don't need you to confirm. Just think for yourself. That's what I did. That's the key. Stop following. Stop following, man. Stop following. Start looking for stuff, man. My bad, man. We got 5 minutes. How we closing it out? Casanova Rud, everything at CASANOVA RUD. A lot of stupid dudes put 2 D's. Not saying y'all did, but it happens. Because you do your research. You got your kiss. You're not saying y'all. I love y'all because y'all rep me before. I know y'all got my name right. It's just, you know what? We are so quick. Like I said, aren't we a microwave society? We so quick to do this to get on to the next. Slow down sometimes. Smell the flowers, man. Look at the sky. Look at the stars. Share things. Tell somebody, yo, why you down? Why you walking around with your head down? It's okay. It's gonna be all right. It might not be all right, but get them programmed, point them in the right direction. You might not be all right, but you might get all right by getting somebody right. You know how it feels? It don't take nothing to smile, bro.
That's right.
You can't even talk on the phone and smile without really expressing a good feeling. It feels fake on you. Yeah, how you doing today? You can't even do it. Smile.
It takes more effort to frown, right?
Tell me about it. So smile. That's the first step. Smile or infectious, man. Yeah, it'll be. I like infections because it spreads faster.
Just like a yarn.
Tell me about it. And just like a negative thought. Casanova Rud, everything at CASANOVA RUD, and I'm not going. Yo, as long as I'm alive, you will never ever be by yourself. You understand me? Find me, yo. All right. If you down, depressed, need help, if I got $1, I'll send you 2. All right.
Casanova Rud, everybody. I must say, personally, I was more intrigued with this than talking about the music.
As we should be, because we are more than just music, yo. We are arts, crafts. We are engineers. We are scientists, mathematicians. We are more than just music. You see how they identify us with just music, with just sports, with just athletes? No, we are not.
That's right.
So represent yourself for more than that. Y'all should change your show. Do a more format. Do a conscious format. 15-minute segment. Promise me, just add a 15-minute segment. Force yourself. Even if you ain't got nobody to rep that month or that week, force yourself.
I think we just did.
Right, well, there we go. We have the reconditioned radio segment. Cause like I said, I'm gonna have my own station soon, but I am working with someone else. I keep that tight lip for a minute. Cause I want it to be a special presentation.
Okay.
But I'm working on. So I'll be affiliated with the radio format. Hopefully, I could branch out. We can syndicate and do everything with each other. Cause it's strength in numbers, right? Like I said, don't forget. If you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, go together.
There you go. Just like how you came on this side of the water. All it takes is an invite, my brother.
And look, you told me to come through. What I do? What I front on you?
That's it.
I will never front. If it's feasible, I'll make it happen. If I can pass the word, I will. If you got something to share, I will share it.
I'm looking forward to the invite.
And I added a word to each one, teach one, each one, reach one, and teach one. Because you got to show effort.
Right.
So reach out, okay?
You got to pull somebody up behind you, right?
I love y'all, man. Thanks for having me.
And that was Legends Corner with RareHipHop.com in correlation with Gyroscope Radio. Yeah. Chop.
Yep.
Any closing comments?
Hey man, just like, share, and spread the word. We are on YouTube, so you can get it from there. I'm gonna load it up to the Facebook. I'm gonna load it up to my Twitch. Share it. A lot of information, man. A lot of information that was.
Reach out to me, Casanova Rud at Gmail. If you have a question, if I don't know it, I can maybe start looking for something that you maybe can search from, and then you can share it back with me. Each one, reach one, teach one. That's how we build, man. We build. It's called building.
That's it.
Build.
That's how they did it.
Bang, bang.
Peace, yo.
When your new stuff come out, man, send it to us.
Oh
man.
yeah, no
Get
doubt.
it
You already
on.
know.
All right.
Hopefully, yeah, I might forget, man. I gotta tell you, I smoke weed. And I'm getting on.
We remind you.
Love y'all, peace.
Groups, I got them locked so similar to a prison. In my awesome jams that are causing me favoritism. I heard of being doping, but this beats the mover. The choreographer causing your funky dope maneuver. I'm the boss rapping, you're the crop for hire. The music supplements the funky drum is your supplier. Me win on the hip hop, I make you get down and do the jams. Girls, I am assigning you to the super lover to clap to my funky rhyming. Lovers what I'm called cause my love girls only tell it. Calente is my name, but then I really seldom tell it. Just because it's funky don't mean you can't get it. While everybody's doing it, surely you will be with it. Cause I'm rocking the hip hop to make you get down, so do the James. That you love much better, now girls get off it. You're starving on your meal, so come down with a blizzard. What is it, a blizzard? Now do you want me to come visit? Let me take it easy with girls, I can't romance them. Cause me they hold for ransom, and simply cause I'm handsome. Living off my looks, I abuse it cause they refuse it. Appearance not the only thing kicking, so is my music. Kicking with the technique don't come from the Shaolin Temple. Funky beats in my dope and rhyme and make it so simple. I'm the entertainer causing you to get down, so do the James. Picture that like a photographer. My rhythm talk is pumping, my beat is your choreographer. Bad on the mic, soft and warm, but not a sucker. Spill out your heart, baby, I'm a quicker picker-upper. And why I like the microphone ain't nothing in particular. Love is what I like until rap is extracurricular. True, you know my super rap group, so don't you lie. When it comes to rocking something fierce, do I? When it comes to girls, I'll attract them like a magnet. You want a piece, I get majority, you get a fragment. Girls just love me so conceited, I can tell they all excited from my music. Plus they might be overwhelmed at the fact I'm handsome, so cute and so fly. I'm not slurring, I'm preferring to me, myself, and I'm your entertainer, causing you to get down, so do the change.